tuxedo. Leave it in the comments. First one to get it right gets pinned bonus points if you can give me the whole line that references it. But what movie? Just get the movie right. Alright, Will Ferrell. John William Ferrell, born July 16th, 1967, is an American actor, comedian, producer, and writer. He first established himself in the mid-1990s as a cast member on the NBC sketch comedy show Saturday Night Live, where he performed from 1995 to 2002, and has subsequently starred in comedy films such as Elf, Kicking and Screaming, Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, Semi-Pro, and Land of the Lost. He founded the comedy website Funny or Die in 2007 with his writing partner Adam McKay. Other notable film roles include The Other Guys, The Campaign, Get Hard, Holmes and Watson, and the animated films Curious George and Megamind. Ferrell is considered a member of the Frat Pack, a generation of leading Hollywood comic actors who emerged in the late 1990s and the 2000s, including Jack Black, Ben Stiller, Steve Carell, Vince Vaughn, and brothers Owen and Luke Wilson. He received an Emmy Award nomination for his work on Saturday Night Live and 3 Golden Globe Award nominations for acting in The Producers and Stranger Than Fiction, and for producing Vice. He was also named the Best Comedian of 2015 in the British GQ Men of the Year Awards. Ferrell received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on March 24th, 2015. His early life. Ferrell was born on July 16th, 1967 in Irvine, California, to Betty Kay, a teacher who taught at Old Mill School Elementary School and Santa Ana College, and Roy Lee Ferrell Jr., born 1941, who played saxophone and keyboards for the Righteous Brothers. His parents were both natives of Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. They moved to California in 1964. Ferrell's ancestry includes English, German, and Irish. As an infant, Ferrell suffered from pyloric stenosis and had a pyloromyotomy to correct the condition. He has a younger brother, Patrick. When he was 8 years old, his parents divorced. Ferrell said of the divorce, "I was the type of kid who would say, 'Hey, look at the bright side, we will have 2 Christmases.'" The divorce was amicable, and both parents were committed to their children. The biggest problem was his father's line of work. As a person in show business, his paychecks were never steady, and he traveled from home for months at a time. Growing up in this environment made Ferrell not want to go into show business and instead have a steady job. Will first attended school at Culverdale Elementary and later attended Rancho San Joaquin Middle School, both in Irvine. He attended University High School in Irvine and was a kicker for the school's varsity football team. He was also on the soccer team and captain of the basketball team, as well as serving on the student council. Ferrell called 3rd grade a pivotal year. He realized he could make his classmates laugh if he pretended to smash his head against the wall, or if he tripped and fell on purpose, and said it was a great way to make friends. He said the dullness of Irvine contributed to the growth of his humor. Growing up in suburbia in safe, master-planned Irvine, there was no drama, so we had to create it in our heads. My main form of entertainment was cracking my friends up and exploring new ways of being funny. I didn't have to have the survival mode instincts like other comics who grew up in tough neighborhoods. I had the opposite. For me, I grew up in Mayberry, and the humor broke the boredom, and there was a lot to make fun of. In his senior year of high school, Ferrell and a friend would perform comedy skits hits over the school's intercom system with cooperation from the principal. The two had to write their own material. Ferrell also performed comedic skits in the school's talent shows. He was voted Best Personality by his classmates. He enrolled at the University of Southern California, where he studied sports broadcasting and joined the Delta Tau Delta fraternity. In college, he was known for a few pranks. On occasion, he would dress in a janitor's outfit and stroll into his friends' classes. He was also known for streaking around campus with a few other people from the Delta Tau Delta fraternity. Ferrell earned an internship at a local television station in the sports department, but he did not enjoy the work. After graduating with a BA degree in sports information in 1990, he knew he did not want to do broadcasting. He took up a job as a hotel valet where, on his second day, he tore a baggage rack off the top of a van by trying to drive it under a low beam. He also worked as a teller at Wells Fargo, but came up short $300 the first day and $280 the second. He was not stealing the money, but was just careless and error-prone. In 1991, encouraged by his mother to pursue something he liked, Ferrell moved to Los Angeles. He successfully auditioned for the comedy group The Groundlings, where he spent time developing his improvisation skills. The Groundlings. We're going to go over his career, starting with the Groundlings. Before joining the Groundlings, Ferrell's attempts at stand-up comedy had little success. He started in the advanced classes and grew to love improvisation. He realized he also liked to impersonate people, and one of his favorites was Harry Carey, the Hall of Fame baseball announcer. Soon, he began to create original characters. With fellow Groundlings member Chris Kattan, they created the Butabi brothers, who go out to dance clubs to try to pick up women but are constantly rejected. While taking classes, Ferrell got a job at an auction house via his friend Vivica Paulin. The job was ideal as it was flexible enough for him to audition and go to rehearsals while also being employed. He received small roles, including TV series Grace Under Fire and Living Single, low-budget films such as A Bucket of Blood, as well as commercials. One winter, he served as a mall Santa Claus. Then, in 1994, he won a spot with the top professional group of the Groundlings. Saturday Night Live. After SNL's decline in popularity in 1994 through 95, and in need of new cast members for the next season, a producer saw the Groundlings and asked Ferrell, Kattan, and Sherry O'Terry to audition for SNL's main producer, Lorne Michaels. Ferrell joined Saturday Night Live in 1995 and left in 2002 after a 7-year tenure. He has hosted the show 5 times, thereby becoming a member of the show's Five-Timers Club. During his time on SNL, Ferrell made a name for himself with his impersonations, which included U.S. President George W. Bush, Chicago Cubs announcer Harry Carey, singer Robert Goulet, crooning a cappella pieces of music by Sisqó, Baha Men, and the Notorious B.I.G., singer Neil Diamond, Inside the Actors Studio host James Lipton, who favored Ferrell's impersonation, Massachusetts Senator Ted Kennedy, United States Attorney General Janet Reno, convicted Unabomber Ted Kaczynski, game show host Alex Trebek, fictitious private detective John Shaft, professional wrestler Jesse Ventura, U.S. Vice President Al Gore, Iraqi President Saddam Hussein, and Cuban President Fidel Castro. His original characters included Morning Latte co-host Tom Wilkins, Mr. Ed the Horse's twin brother Ned, fictional Blue Oyster Cult member Gene Frankel, physically modeled after the band's vocalist Eric Bloom, music teacher Marty Culp, cheerleader Craig Buchanan, Dale Sturdivant from Dissing Starsky Buddies, David Leary from Dog Show, angry and inattentive Dr. Beeman, and nightclubber Steve Butabi in sketches that were turned into a feature film in 1998's A Night at the Roxbury. Ferrell became the highest paid cast member of Saturday Night Live in 2001 with a season salary of $350,000. Ferrell returned to Saturday Night Live as a guest host on May 14th, 2005, May 16th, 2009, May 12th, 2012, January 27th, 2018, and November 23rd, 2019. For the first two hosting appearances, he reprised his role as Alex Trebek in the Celebrity Jeopardy sketches. On the May 14th appearance, Ferrell reprised his role as Robert Goulet in a fake commercial advertising a series of ringtones, and during the performance of the song Little Sister by musical guests Queens of the Stone Age, Ferrell came on stage playing the cowbell. In a 2014 poll taken as part of a commemorative SNL feature on Grantland, Ferrell was voted the best Saturday Night Live cast member of all time. On December 12th, 2015, Ferrell appeared in the cold open of the show in character as George W. Bush. He reprised this role when he returned as host in 2018. And his film career. During his time on Saturday Night Live, Ferrell appeared in several movies: Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, A Night at the Roxbury, Superstar, The Ladies' Man, Dick, Drowning Mona, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and Zoolander. His first starring role after his departure from Saturday Night Live was as Frank the Tank Richard in Old School. The film belongs to Mr. Ferrell, declared the New York Times, which described how he uses his hilarious, anxious zealotry to sell the part. Old School was a success, and Ferrell received an MTV Movie Awards nomination for Best Comedic Performance. The title role in Elf followed, as did another MTV Movie Awards nomination. Ferrell continued to land comedy roles in 2004 and 2005 in films such as Melinda and Melinda, Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, and Starsky and Hutch, earning himself a place among Hollywood's frat pack. In 2005, Ferrell earned $40 million. In 2006, Ferrell starred in Stranger Than Fiction and Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Both received critical and box office success. Ferrell's performance in Stranger Than Fiction introduced audiences to the dramatic potential of Ferrell's acting talents, while Talladega Nights was his highest-grossing live-action opening as of 2010 at $47 million. On December 27, 2006, the magazine named Ferrell as one of its 3 Actors of the Year in their 2006 Year in Review issue. A sequel to Anchorman, Anchorman 2: The Legend Continues, was released in 2013. In 2008, Ferrell starred in the movie Step Brothers with John C. Reilly. It was directed by frequent Ferrell collaborator Adam McKay, who was also a co-writer of the movie. The movie earned $128 million worldwide. Ferrell appeared as part of a pre-game video package for the Rose Bowl, along with University of Texas at Austin alum Matthew McConaughey. Ferrell sang a song at the ESPY Awards in 2006 about Lance Armstrong and Neil Armstrong. He and John C. Reilly performed a spot during the 2008 ESPY Awards within which they made demands in order for them to appear at the ESPYs, such as asking Portland Trailblazers center Greg Oden to tuck them in at night and tell them stories of the old times, or to bring back the Cold War so the Olympics can be interesting again. Ferrell participated in a 79th Academy Awards musical comedy performance with John C. Reilly and Jack Black, wherein they sang a song about comedies being snubbed by the voters in favor of dramas. In May 2009, it was announced that Ferrell was in talks to star in a feature film, Neighborhood Watch, later The Watch, a comedy about an urbanite who moves to the suburbs and uncovers a conspiracy. In negotiations to direct was David Dobkin, who gave Ferrell a cameo in Wedding Crashers. In August 2009, Ferrell decided not to do the film. Ferrell starred in the feature film Land of the Lost. It was a commercial and critical flop, earning $19 million on opening weekend, about 2/3 of what the studio expected. In 2010, he was the executive producer and star of The Other Guys, a buddy cop film which also has an ensemble cast, which consists of Mark Wahlberg, Eva Mendes, Michael Keaton, Steve Coogan, Ray Stevenson, Samuel L. Jackson, and Dwayne Johnson. The film was a commercial success, earning over $140 million, and was positively reviewed by critics. Ferrell appeared in the 2011 music video for Make Some Noise by the Beastie Boys in the front of a limo playing a cowbell. He stars in Casa de Mi Padre, a telenovela spoof comedy set in a ranch with Mexican stars Diego Luna and Gael Garcia Bernal. The movie is told in melodramatic telenovela form and features English language subtitles. He starred alongside Zach Galifianakis in the 2012 political comedy The Campaign, which garnered mediocre reviews and grossed $104 million against a budget of $95 million. Also, in 2012, he appeared in the comedy Tim and Eric's Billion-Dollar Movie and starred as Armando Alvarez in the Spanish-language comedy Casa de Mi Padre, which was directed by frequent collaborator Matt Piedmont. Ferrell and Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer Chad Smith, who have had a long-running joke feud over how both look like each other, appeared on the May 22nd, 2014 episode of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon for a charity drum-off battle. Despite Smith clearly giving the better performance, Ferrell was named the winner and awarded a giant gold cowbell. Both were joined by Smith's Red Hot Chili Peppers bandmates for a performance of Don't Fear the Reaper, with Ferrell playing cowbell. On June 10th, 2014, Ferrell and Smith challenged Metallica drummer Lars Ulrich to a drum-off with Ferrell, saying Ulrich looks eerily similar to the two of them. Ulrich accepted the challenge 2 days later. In 2015, he starred in the buddy comedy Get Hard and the comedy Daddy's Home, with the latter reuniting him with The Other Guys co-star Mark Wahlberg. He reprised his role, Jacobim Mugatu, in the Zoolander sequel, Zoolander 2. His film projects include the comedy drama Zeroville, based on the novel of the same name, and portraying director Russ Meyer in Russ and Roger Go Beyond from 2017, a comedic biopic documenting the making of Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, which was written by film critic Roger Ebert, played by Josh Gad. Let's talk about his voice acting. Ferrell has worked as a voice actor in several animated television programs and films, including his portrayal of Bob Oblong, a 1950s-style father with no arms or legs, in the short-lived animated television series The Oblongs. He has had several guest appearances on Family Guy, where he played the Black Knight in Mr. Saturday Night, as well as Fat Greek Guy and Miles Chatterbox Musket in 15 Minutes of Shame. Ferrell also starred as Ted, aka the Man in the Yellow Hat, in the film Curious George, and guest voiced on an episode of the Fox sitcom King of the Hill as a politically correct soccer coach. He voiced the title character in the 2010 DreamWorks animation film Megamind, as well as President Business in the Lego Movie, released in 2014. W. Bush. The show started performances on January 20th, 2009 in previews, Bush's final day in office at the Court Theater, and opened officially on February 1st. The limited engagement played through March 15th, 2009. And an entry on baseball. On May 6th, 2010, at a minor league baseball game at Dell Diamond in Round Rock, Texas, Ferrell was introduced between innings as a Venezuelan pitcher for the Round Rock Express named Billy Ray Rojo Johnson, wearing a false mustache and carrying a bag of beer cans to the mound. Ferrell threw one pitch and was ejected after a staged fight and chase with an opposing batter. He revealed himself to the fans when his mustache fell off during the chase. Video of the skit went viral. The appearance was cooked up by Ferrell and the Express, who sent out a press release announcing Johnson's signing to promote the Will-powered Golf Classic the following day at the nearby Cimarron Hills Country Club, which benefits Cancer for College, an organization that provides scholarships to cancer survivors. Ferrell played in 5 games of Major League Baseball spring training on March 12, 2015 for 10 Cactus League teams as part of promoting a Funny or Die comedy charity special. He played for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Los Angeles Angels, Los Angeles Dodgers, San Diego Padres, Cincinnati Reds, Oakland Athletics, Seattle Mariners, Chicago Cubs, Chicago White Sox, and the San Francisco Giants, playing all 10 positions, including designated hitter. According to Baseball Reference, Ferrell faced and retired one batter, pitching on behalf of the Dodgers and ending with a 0.00 ERA. The memorabilia from his one-day professional baseball career was sold and was auctioned, and the proceeds were sent to 2 cancer charities. Ferrell went 0-2 with 2 strikeouts over the day, but managed to foul off a 92-mile-per-hour fastball from the Giants' John Machi. And soccer. In 2016, Ferrell became a part owner of Los Angeles FC, which competes in the MLS. When asked about why he became a co-owner, Ferrell said, "I don't really have a side per se until LAFC gets started, and that will definitely be, obviously, my team, but I just enough watching the fact that it's played all over the world. So many amazing players in so many top-flight leagues, and hopefully MLS can be on par eventually with the European leagues." On creating and producing. Funny or Die. In April 2007, Ferrell and Adam McKay launched Funny or Die, a streaming video website where short comedy films are uploaded and voted on by users. One of the featured shorts, The Landlord, stars Ferrell as a man harassed for the rent by his landlady, a swearing, beer-loving 2-year-old girl, played by McKay's own daughter, Pearl. Child psychologists have criticized Ferrell and the McKay family for child exploitation, to which McKay responded, "Fortunately, she is in this great stage now where she repeats anything you say to her and then forgets it right away, which is key. She has not said the B word since we shot the thing." They followed with the release of a video entitled Good Cop, Baby Cop, which also starred Baby Pearl. The end of the video stated that this would be her final appearance and wished her a happy baby retirement. In September 2008, Ferrell released another video entitled Will Ferrell Answers Internet Questions, where he takes some pressing questions and comments from his fans. Another Ferrell appearance on Funny or Die is in the video called Green Team, featuring also McKay and John C. Reilly. It shows militant ecologic activists terrorizing the crew on a filming set. Eastbound and Down. Ferrell co-produced with Adam McKay an HBO show starring Danny McBride called Eastbound and Down. He also had a recurring role as car dealer Ashley Schaefer. The Gethard Show. Ferrell was one of the executive producers of The Chris Gethard Show, which aired on Fusion from 2015 to 2016 and on True TV from 2017 to 2018. And his personal life. In August 2000, Ferrell married Swedish actress Vivica Pauline, whom he met in 1995 at an acting class. They live in New York City and also Orange County, California, and have 3 sons: Magnus Pauline Ferrell, born March 7th, 2004, Matthias Pauline Ferrell, born December 30th, 2006, and Axel Pauline Ferrell, born January 23rd, 2010. At USC, Ferrell was a member of Delta Tau Delta fraternity and is now an active alumnus. Ferrell has worked with former head coach Pete Carroll to do motivational stunts for the players during the season. Ferrell has participated in marathons including the Boston, New York, and the Stockholm marathons. He also raises money for charity, including his Scholarships for Cancer Survivors campaign through a micro-donations fundraising platform. In 2007, Autograph magazine named Ferrell the worst celebrity autographer. Its editors stated, "What's so frustrating about Will Ferrell being the worst autograph signer this past year is that he used to be so nice to fans and collectors and a great signer. What makes him so bad is that he'll taunt people asking for his autograph." In response, Ferrell stated, "I don't know how I got on the list. I sign a lot of autographs." He has, however, admitted to taunting autograph seekers. "I do. I really do. I'm like, how badly do you want this autograph? Are you sure? You say you're my biggest fan. Really, prove it. I'll do things like that. They have to earn it." Ferrell had noted that, although he was well known for his SNL impersonation of President George W. Bush, he chose, for both professional and political reasons, not to meet the president on several occasions. Unlike his SNL predecessor Dana Carvey's famous relationship with George H.W. Bush, "I declined, partly out of comedic purposes, because when I was on the show Saturday Night Live at the time, it didn't make sense to really meet the people that you play for fear of them influencing you. And then the other side of it is, from a political standpoint, I don't want to meet that guy." Ferrell also appeared on an episode of Man vs. Wild, where he traveled through the tundras of Sweden with the show's host, Bear Grylls. In the episode, Ferrell came across various unique situations, which included eating the eye of a reindeer. In August 2012, while in Australia promoting the campaign, Ferrell made a guest appearance on the Channel 10 live panel news comedy show, The Project. He found himself speaking via video link to Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard, during which they had a humorous conversation about hairdressing. Ferrell supported Barack Obama in the 2012 presidential election and met him, along with his wife Michelle, in 2011. In February 2013, Ferrell endorsed Eric Garcetti for mayor of Los Angeles. On January 6, 2016, it was announced that Ferrell would become a part owner of Los Angeles FC, a Major League Soccer team set to begin playing in 2018, one of several celebrity owners of the team alongside Mia Hamm and Magic Johnson. On May 12, 2017, Ferrell was awarded an honorary DHL degree by the University of Southern California. On April 13, 2018, Ferrell was involved in a serious 2-car collision in California, where he was riding in an SUV that flipped over. Ferrell was one of 3 passengers in the car. Ferrell was seen talking on his cell phone while being loaded into an ambulance. Ferrell, along with another passenger, was unhurt in the accident, although 2 others were injured. He was released from the hospital shortly after, said to be doing fine. And that's the end of the article. Because, of course, it has to end with a car accident, as an odd number of these articles do. for some reason. Come on, that was on April 13th, 2018. It is now 2021, December, 11, 12, I don't know anymore. The days just melt together, but clearly there has to have been some Will Ferrell action that was positive in nature that occurred between 2018 and 2021 that we could toss in there to end on a positive note, isn't there? Oh wait, maybe there's more. Maybe I spoke too soon, because there's filmography right here, right? If we go a little further, it has awards and honors. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, this is great. This actually ends exactly, and those of you that have watched this channel before know how much I'm stoked to see this, because I hate it when things end poorly, and even in these articles, when it ends on something like awards and honors, that's a joyous occasion, because obviously it's a happy ending, and who doesn't like a happy ending? A monster, that's who. And you're not a monster, are you? No. Awards and honors. Over his career, Ferrell has received various awards nominations, including 16 Primetime Emmy Award nominations, winning 3 awards, 1 for Succession, and twice for Live in Front of a Studio Audience, 2019-2020. Ferrell received 2 Golden Globe Award nominations for his comedian performances in The Producers and Stranger Than Fiction. He also received a Tony Award nomination for Best Special Theatrical Event for You're Welcome, America, A Final Night with George W. Bush. Ferrell also has received various honors, including the James Joyce Award from the University College Dublin's Literary and Historical Society in recognition for excelling in his field in 2008. In 2011, he was awarded the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. Ferrell received the prize at a ceremony at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, where he was honored by fellow comedians and collaborators Conan O'Brien, John C. Reilly, Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Paul Rudd, Adam McKay, Tim Meadows, Matthew Broderick, and Ed Asner. In 2015, Ferrell received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for his work in motion pictures. That's how you end a Wikipedia article on a celebrity, people. That's how you do it. And now I get to add my 2 cents. It's hard to say who's had me literally in tears more. In terms of comics, Will Ferrell has to be the top. He has to be the top. You know why? I remember distinctly going to see Land of the Lost in theaters, okay, and crying. I couldn't catch my breath. I was laughing so hard at everything in there, and to read earlier in this article that it was critically panned or it bombed at the box office. Hey man, those critics know what they can go and do. They don't know a good time when they see one, literally. And that alone is enough to lock me in. But then you have Step Brothers, then you have the movie that shall go unnamed, because it may be the answer to the question at the beginning of this video. You have one of my, what I will say, top 5 comedy movies. One of them, okay, dare I say top 3, is The Other Guys, okay? The Other Guys alone needs its own reading. I need to do a video on The Other Guys. And, oh, by the way, maybe all of the people that are in that movie as well, right? Let's see, what do we have here? Mark Wahlberg, Eva Mendes, Michael Keaton, Steve Coogan, Ray Stevenson, Samuel L. Jackson, and Dwayne Johnson. That maybe, just maybe, Samuel L. Jackson and Dwayne Johnson. And this is hard because I am a huge Mel Brooks fan, okay? So when it comes to comedic powerhouses, I've got Zeus, alright? I'm gonna call Mel Brooks my Zeus. Somehow, Dwayne Johnson and Samuel L. Jackson's scene, and everyone knows what I'm talking about if you've seen the other guys, that the comedic power of that scene may have weaseled its way into the #1 comic spot for me of all time. Somehow, it may have done it. Past Mel Brooks, okay? Past, yes, I'll say it, Sandler, okay? Huge. I'm just gonna say it. Past Apatow. Past, you name it. That one scene. And even though Ferrell wasn't part of that scene, and this video is about him, he was, I believe, producer of that movie, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wrote that damn scene. Or McKay. Anyway, off topic. This guy, I've already said all I can say about him, and there's going to be something, you're going to see him again shortly. There you go. I'll say on this channel, you will see something, and I'll bet, come on, you know what it's going to be. 'Tis the season, okay? And see if you can guess that one also. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye.